Welcome everyone to Move with Maegen. I'm Dr. Maegen Brady, physical therapist, and this evening we're doing the RBG workout. So this dedication is for Ruth Bader Ginsberg and the amazing life that she led and the exercise routine that she committed to working out with her trainer. So we're going to start in a chair. And if you have a Theraband to work on, we're going to be doing some chest press and some flies. You can also do these laying on your back with light weights, or you can just follow along with the active range of motion. But if you have a Theraband to start off with, we're going to sit in a chair with a back to it. And we're going to begin 3 sets of 10 reps. We're doing exactly what RBG would do with her personal trainer. We're going to start with the band right around the back of the chair, sitting up nice and tall. If you don't have the band, just active range of motion. We're going to begin with the elbows bent. And we're going to press straight out forward in front of you, chest press. After a pause, we're going to bring it back to the chest, just coming right to about this level here, and then pushing out again in front of you. So nice slow motions coming back to the chest, pressing out, and back in. So we're breathing with the movement. Nice, slow and controlled for 10 here. We'll do 5 more. Breathing in one way, breathing out the other. Nice pause. Always in a pain-free range of motion. That's really big. If you're working throughout your entire lifetime, well into your 80s, you know that pain is not necessarily gain. It's about consistency and sticking with a routine. So we'll do 1 more chest press here, and we'll take a break. We need at least 10 to 15 second break in between each set. So we're going to take a few deep breaths in between. If you're just joining us, which I'm seeing some folks on Instagram are, welcome to the RBG workout plan. We're following Ruth Bader Ginsberg famed exercise routine with her trainer. So the first exercise we have going here is the chest press. We're either doing active range of motion seated in the chair, or if you have a band, we're going to go into our second set of 10. We're bending the elbows towards the chest and then pushing them out straight in front. So we're keeping our nice tall posture, chest up, and just moving those arms back and forth, pressing out, and nice and controlled back in. Breathing. And we'll do 5 more. Super strong, people. The chest press for RBG. She had a legitimate machine that she was working on. So if you happen to have a full gym in your house or are going to a gym, you're on the chest press machine, you're channeling your Ruth Bader Ginsberg. Last one, and rest. We'll take another 10 or 15 second break in between before our last round of chest press. Chest press has a lot to do with an open and strong heart. And we're really working some of those muscles in the front of the chest. All right, so we're going into our last round of chest press. Bringing the hands right to shoulder height, sitting up nice and tall. Last round of 10 here. Yeah, the chest press is great because it kind of gets some blood flowing around some of the bigger muscles in the front of the chest. Kind of gets the area where the heart is located going a little bit in the beginning here. And we'll do 5 more. And no doubt RBG was probably, running around the courts right before her exercise routine. We always advise, a good little cardio warm-up before you jump into exercise. So I know I've been kind of running around with Bill all day, which has been nice. But I bet she was 2 more, getting her cardio warm-up in maybe before she even hit the training room with her trainer. Last one, and rest. All right, so that was 3 rounds of the chest press. We're going to keep the band right around the back of the chair. Again, if you don't have a band, just work with the active range of motion, or flies can be done on your back. I always recommend to my patients that they stay, again, in a pain-free range of motion, and that you're not going too far back whenever arching. We're just going to start with the arms out at the sides, And we're going to move any obstacles in your way out of the way. We're going to come, bring the arms close in together, and then back out towards the shoulders. So the arms are kind of semi-bent, and they're straightening, coming together right in front of the shoulders as we come in together. So this is another 10 reps to start. We're going to be doing 3 sets along the way. So we're inhaling one way, exhaling the other. Deep inhales and exhales. 5 more. It's so great to be kind of following along in the physical path of such a great woman, you know, just to appreciate her life and legacy. There's so much to be grateful for and thankful for, but just to be kind of working out the way she did. One more is such an honor. So we'll take a good break here. Again, 10-15 second break. Just getting a few deep breaths in. And we're going to go into our second set of flies. Nice strong core, nice tall back. We're going to bring the arms up and together and then back. So we're closing in and coming apart. So again, some tension as we breathe. Continuing those nice inhales and exhales. We'll do 5 more here. Flies for RBG. 2 more. And last one. And rest. Before we go into this last round of 10, I'll say that I love the phrase, you know, to rest in power, not necessarily peace. We always work for justice, and I know that RBG is resting in power right now, and we're literally, you know, using the power and strength of our muscles. Kind of a nice honorary workout routine. We're gonna have 1 more set of flies right here. So last round with the band, coming forwards. Might start to kind of feel some of those muscles working in the chest and the upper body. The heart might be starting to go a little bit faster beating, but we're keeping those breaths going. Nice. We'll do 5 more of these. That's it. 2 more flies. And last one. Woof. Awesome work. Okay, we'll put the band aside. And we'll use it again for in front of us. So you can either use kind of a pole, like to wrap around with the rubber band. But if you have an ottoman or you're sitting at the couch in front of you, you could put either both feet or 1 foot up. We're going to wrap the band around the ball of the foot so that we have something we're working against. And we're going to begin with the elbows at the sides. And we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades straight back together for about 3 seconds and then back. And then again, we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back together like we're pinching a pencil, 3 seconds, and releasing. So it's not a huge motion, but it's right between the blades we're focusing on. Never forcing, we're breathing. Again, nice inhales and exhales. 5 more here. And I love rows, you know, just getting that shoulder blade pinching back and down together. It's so good for posture, for upright posture. And we know how important good posture is for confidence, you know, for really kind of opening your heart, opening your chest. Last one. And we know RBG had a lot of confidence in a really good way. We'll rest for 10-15 seconds. Taking a few deep breaths. I'll also say that, you know, over time we tend to want to, and with technology, reaching over. So the rows here, we're focusing on engaging some of those muscles in the back body to kind of work on that posture upright. We're going into the second set of 10. So we're going to, again, squeeze the shoulder blades back. 1,000, 2,000, 3, and release. So it's a nice pause, good beat, and releasing. So we're inhaling, exhaling, nice deep breaths. Maybe trying to sync the breath with your motion instead of holding it. 5 more. You know, I've just been kind of seeing more and more videos and clips of Ruth Bader Ginsberg at the court and outside of the court talking, and she did always just hold herself in such, you know, high regard and with such confidence. And can't help but wonder, you know, these rows were just getting those shoulder blade muscles ready for her next big work. Last one. And release. So, you know, I want to think behind every great person, there's a great exercise routine that's keeping them strong, that's keeping them doing what they have to do. It's not just, you know, members of the Patriots or the Celtics that are, you know, working out to keep them ready for their job. It's, you know, it's the person who is a frontline worker right now with COVID. It's the teachers. It's, you know, everyone is doing great jobs, and it's the exercise routine, just like RBG did, that keeps us going. So we're going to do one more round. I switch my feet just to get a little hamstring stretch on the other side. We're going to pinch those shoulder blades back and then releasing. So we're inhaling, exhaling, drawing the shoulder blades together, a little squeeze, general release. Nice and easy. 5 more. Shoulders relax down away from your ears as we head into this last 3, 2. By the way, these last few should be tiring, and rest. If they're tiring before then, take a break. If you find it easy peasy, you can continue on to 12 reps. See how that does, maybe the second time you do this video around. Because I know RBG wasn't just doing everything once. All right, the next exercise, we're going to be going from a seated position to a standing position using one leg. I recommend having a chair to help with balance on one side. Typically having the chair on the opposite side is helpful. As you plant your foot, you bring your nose over your toes and you stand up. The opposite foot can kind of just be floating above the ground. If you want a little bit more support, your toe can be on the ground, or even the ball of your foot. Heck, you could even have that whole foot on the ground. See if you can't use a little bit more of one side at a time. All right, so we're starting with the first 10 on one leg. Nice light touch. We're going from seated to standing 10 times. You can use your opposite arm a little bit in front of you for some counterbalance. Again, that nose coming over the toes is a big deal. If not, you're kind of just going straight up and pushing yourself back into the chair. So that forward momentum will really help. We're going to do 5 more. Up and down. Breathing. 2 more. And last one. And we'll break. So you're probably feeling that one leg working. I know I definitely am. We're going to switch over to the other side. So that opposite leg is going to be planted. You could have your ball of the foot on the ground or the whole opposite leg on the ground. You want to move your chair or adjust yourself so you have that opposite side balance. Little surfboard. We're going to plant that leg, and then we're going to go to standing. And seated and standing 10 times. So again, that nose over toes, really pressing up strong through this leg. And sometimes it's easy to kind of let this leg float in or float out, but imagine your hip, your knee, and your ankle all being in a straight line with each other as best you can. 5 more. Oh yeah. Last 2. And 1 more coming up. Whew. Those are certainly challenging. I won't give those, you know, on the first day of physical therapy to a lot of patients, but usually we work towards this goal of being able to use one leg at a time. It's how you know you're really strong in one side. And it may be one side can do it, one side can't. Maybe you can do 1 on one, maybe you can do 5 on the other. It's always good to kind of work up towards those goals without pain. We're going to switch back to the original side. Again, going from standing to seated on the one leg. Again, breathing, because I know my heart rate is starting to build up. Yeah, you can feel yours too. 5 more. She was not messing around. 2 more. And this trainer wasn't either. I love it. Awesome. We're going to switch back. Second round on the second side. Here we go. Planted nice and strong. Coming up and down. 10. Breathing. Nice. 5 more. And I think the best part is that there are a bunch of videos out there. You'll see like Colbert doing this workout with RBG. And like articles written about how difficult it is. So there is proof. She did it. And rest. And there's proof that we're doing it too. We'll switch back. I also love looking back on these videos because I can kind of pick apart my form and say, hey, I need to work on getting this a little bit straighter or a little bit stronger on one side. There's always room for improvement. And over 87 years, she did it. So we're going back last round on that first leg. Nice deep breaths. When the work gets harder, we just dig in, take deeper breaths. 5 more. Nice. Last 3. 2. And 1. Great. We'll go back. Last round. We got this. Here we go. It's for RBG. Let's go. Leg is planted. Opposite. Hand for support. And we're coming up 10 times. Really working those quads, glutes. Nice strong core. 5 more. And the great thing is, next time you go to get out of a chair with both legs, it's going to seem easy. 2 more. And last one. All right. Great work. I know I definitely felt that. Awesome. RBG, she's a role model in so many different ways. So now we're going to take it down to the ground for push-ups and planks. Option to do the push-ups on the wall with your arms about shoulder width apart. But she did them on the ground. And by the way, she said not the girl kind either. Not that doing them on your knees isn't challenging, but RBG did her full push-ups. We're going to do 2 rounds of 10 with them. So we're coming down to the ground. You can use like one leg down and the other one to kind of help yourself get down to the ground. Or if we're on the wall, hands about shoulder width apart, up on the tiptoes, kind of on the balls of the feet, pressing through your heels, a little bit wider with the hands for me. We're going to start with 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll take a break. I'm so glad to see that push-ups and planks are a part of RBG's routine because I've been learning that they're some of the most effective exercises for upper body and core strength. I've worked my way up to struggling with 5 earlier this year to doing 5 and then another 5 and another 5. I've worked my way up to 30 now, so 20 I'm loving. We're going to get to our second set of 10 here. Hands shoulder width apart, whether you're on the wall or on the ground. Nice strong belly. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Such a beast. Super strong. We're going to now move into our planks, which RBG is doing them on your forearms. So again, you can do them on the wall if you make a straight line with your body. If you're with me down on the ground, we're doing 2 sets, 30 seconds. So we're going to start with the first round. And since my timer is being used on Instagram, I hope I don't run out of video on there or battery on there. If I do, join us on Facebook. We're going to come down onto the elbows. Hands right in front, splayed nice and wide, super strong. Then we're going to come onto the balls of the feet, press these heels back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're breathing, pressing the heels straight back to the wall, strong thighs, kneecaps up, belly button strong, shoulder blades wrapping around your back, chin tucked like a teacup is balancing on the back of your neck for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Whew. Starting to heat up a little bit in here. I was starting to feel cool on this kind of first fall weather like weekend in Boston, but nothing like an RBG workout to get you warmed up. I'll remember that the next time I'm looking to turn up the heat this winter. All right, we're gonna go for a second round of 30 seconds in our plank. So remember that straight line from heel to head. Your neck is nice and strong and long for 30. Breathing. 20. Inhales and exhales. Super strong front body, heels pulled back, strong back body and neck. Let's make her proud. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Come on, if she can do it, we can do it. Let's go. 2 and 1. Awesome. And I mean that with everything. If RBG could do it, we can do it too. We're going to go now to our side planks. We're going to be doing a round of 30 seconds per side, and we're also going to be on the forearm. She had her upper arm raised, because RBG is awesome. But if you want to have your arm just down by your side, that's also fine too. The other option is, besides being on the wall, you can be on your knees. If you're on your forearm and your knees, that's another great challenge. But if your feet are stacked on top of each other, we're going to raise with the hand down on the ground, nice and strong, elbow under the shoulder. We're going to raise up for 30. Your hand is open, your palm facing forward, and your fingertips right to the ceiling, not far back or forward, aligned right over the shoulder. Again, your head is nice and strong, so you're not dropping down or lifting up. You're really nice and straight line from head to heels. You're breathing in, bringing your hip up away from the ground so you're not dropping down. When you breathe out, imagine your heels strong towards the wall. Let's call it for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly come back down. All right. One side's down. We're going to switch over to the other side. And again, sometimes we have one side that's stronger than the other. Sometimes if we're right hand dominant or left. So if the other side looks a little bit different, don't be afraid to modify. Sometimes we have to change things up a little bit, whether it's in history, throughout years and years, or just one day in a workout routine. We got to change it up. So either on the knees, on the wall, or if you're with me, stacking your shoulder right over your elbow, palm nice and strong down to the ground, Feet stacked, head strong, hand up. We're strong with our breath. Pulling that bottom hip up towards the ceiling. Your chest is open so you're not dropped down or rotated too far up. And we're breathing. Halfway. Here we go. You got this. Nice strong bottom. Lift that glute up. Here we go for 10, 9. I was just thinking how funny it would be if Ruth Bader Ginsberg talked back to her trainer. You know, they're encouraging them like, you got this, you got this. Oh my gosh. She might dissent, but who knows. Here we go. And slow rest. Oh gosh. It would just be so funny to be like her physical therapist or her trainer and tell her to do something and she's just like dissenting. And that's okay. That's another long lesson. We all have individual autonomy over our body. We all have to be our own biggest advocate. So if something doesn't feel right, whether it's a law, procedure, or a workout routine, don't be afraid to speak up either. Very important. All right, we're going to go back to the chair. So one hand can kind of help you up if you have one leg planted on the ground. And if you have some light weights, we're going to grab those. Cans of soup or beans work out very well. Grab some water too. All right. It should be noted that RBG was doing these on a yoga ball or a stability ball. I unfortunately do not have one at home anymore. I donated it to the office. So if you do have a yoga ball or a stability ball, feel free to sit on there for a little bit more core activation. We're going to take the light, cans of soup or heavier weights if you would so like. And where RBG has her palms facing down, I am going to recommend that you bring your thumbs up to about shoulder height and then back down. We're going to be doing 2 sets of 10. So we're breathing in, breathing out, hands to about shoulder height, palms facing forward and down. Inhales and exhales. Nice smooth, slow motion up, smooth, slow motion down. You're flying. 5 more. Take your time, breathe. Last 2. And 1 more. All right, great work. We'll take a break for about 10-15 seconds or so. And just a word about the shoulder. When the palms are facing down or backwards, it tends to kind of close the shoulders down a little bit. So I like having the thumbs facing up to kind of open the chest a little bit. If you're having any pain or pinching, you could also try kind of a 45-degree angle in front of you to see if that helps. Checking your posture. Again, with any exercise, if you're having any repetitive pain, drop me a message or talk to your local physical therapist. We're always here to help to modify. We're going for the second round of 10, coming up to shoulder height and back down. So we're breathing in and out. Nice and easy. So it's not about grunting or racing through any of these. We got 5 more. I am curious to see how much RBG was lifting throughout the years though. I know it's not good to compare yourselves to other people. You're only supposed to kind of go after your own personal goals. But I'm when she was 60, I want to be doing that at 60. And when she's 70, I want to be doing that at 70. Rest. Because she's such a great role model. But again, we should all be going kind of at our own pace and our own speed. Just out of curiosity. If anyone knows that, let me know, because I'm kind of curious. We're going to take those same weights. So these are about 1 pound. We're going to bring them to about shoulder level, palms facing forward, elbows bent at a 90-degree angle. And nice and easy, we're going to lift them up overhead, kind of close to touch. And then we're going to bring them back to shoulder height. And this is the same thing. We're going to do 10 to start. So we're breathing in and out. Nice inhales and exhales. Always a pain-free range too, right? So works wherever feels okay for you. 5 more. I know the shoulders work just from being held at shoulder height. I mean, we're getting a good workout routine just by holding them there. So any higher than that is benefit. 1 more. And rest. In the 10 or 15 second break, I'm sure I could maybe brainstorm ideas about how, maybe RBG was holding the weight of the world on her shoulders. Or the weight of the court. I don't really know. But we'll take a few deep breaths. And we're going to jump back into our last round of seated shoulder presses. Raising up and pressing up overhead. Last 10 here. So take it nice and slow. You want to go evenly side to side. Sometimes one side wants to kind of take over. Just trying to go symmetrically, slowly, pain-free range. 5 more. We're still breathing. You got this. You're doing awesome. We are almost there. But 2 more. Here we go. Last one. All you got. Up and down. Great work. The next thing we're going to be doing, you can either keep the weights for your bicep curls, or you could take a rubber band and step on the rubber band. I'm going to stick with the weights. And you could do these seated, or you could do these standing. We're going to do palms facing forward, shoulders nice and open, and curling up and down. We got 3 sets of 10. We're starting with this first round right here of 10. Nice breaths in and out. Inhales, exhales. 5 more. Last 2. And 1. Great work. Before we head into our next 2 sets, I'll say that I've started listening to RBG's book, My Own Words, and I listened to a really interesting podcast out of Radiolab on just a Hallmark case, long story short, where men were being discriminated against in alcohol buying in one of the states. They couldn't buy it till they were 21. Females could buy it when they were 18 because females were more responsible. RBG kind of took this as an opportunity to educate the courts that there can't be discrimination based on gender either way. So whether, you think that you're a rough and tough guy, or you think you're a girl that shouldn't be doing bicep curls, just know that, we're not discriminating based on gender here. It's just on ability and really what feels good. We're going into our second set of 10 here. You can tell that I'm just such a physical therapist thinking about these kind of things while examining things on the national level. It's so fun. We're going to do 5 more bicep curls with the breath. Last 2. And 1 more. And rest. Again, by the way, if these are challenging before 8, 9, 10, consider dropping your weight or modifying a little bit. If they're easy peasy, go to 12 or 15, or maybe increase your weight. If you're kind of creating a little bit of a home gym setup, maybe consider a little bit stronger weights or combining them if you can. We got 1 more set of 10 here with the bicep curls. We know that there's always ways to modify things and always ways to progress too, right? We never stay static or steady, whether we're moving causes forward or moving our body forward. We're always looking to progress ahead. 5 more. Nice breaths. You got this. Last 2. Awesome work. 1 more. And rest. All right. I have 1 more exercise for you this evening, and these are squats. So we could take a chair and kind of stand behind it for a little bit of balance. We're going to squat down like we're sitting into a chair behind us. So I actually kind of have a chair behind me that I'm going towards, and back up. So we're squatting, really bring our hips back. And we're going for our first round of 10 here. Sitting back like we're sitting down to a chair. So as we work on these last 5, I'll just kind of show from the side that we're not going forward, we're kind of moving the hips back, like we're sitting to a chair back behind us. So if you're with me, after here we have 3 more. Weight in the heels, sitting the hips back. The knees are going to be as close to kind of over the toes, and rest. Great work. Nice break for 10 seconds or so. And I'm not sure if I can say these are easier than the one-legged sit-to-stands from earlier, because we're later in the exercise, so everything's a little more challenging now. But again, it's all about perspective, you know, whether it's getting up from a chair with both legs instead of one, or perspective across generations and on different topics. We always have to kind of consider there's a different perspective for every person, even at different times. We're going into our second set of squats here. Sit to stand, coming up from the chair. You don't even have to actually touch it, but you're kind of guiding your hips back, sticking your butt back into that imaginary chair. 5 more. And we're not trying to pull that chair in front of us over either. We just kind of got light touch. Always safety first with everything. Last one. And rest. This is the last one. So we're going to finish really strong here. I do have to say there's one more exercise. If you have a medicine ball, it's a medicine ball squat to toss. So you need a medicine ball and another person. I do not have a medicine ball. So this is going to be our last exercise, but just know that RBG was doing even extra after this. And we're going to do one more round of squats, sitting back and up. Last 10 here. We got this, super strong. What a great workout routine to bring such a nice memory to an amazing woman who led an amazing life, paved the way for so many people, so many causes in front of her. What a nice way to kind of get the blood flowing, move together, and honor an amazing life. One more for good luck here, and rest. That is all I have for you this evening. I want to thank everyone for joining Move with Maegen. If I may recommend checking out maybe another one of my videos for some short stretches for the neck, the low back, or maybe one of the ones we've done in the past few weeks for full body. Maybe nice just to kind of cool down with a good seated stretching routine. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining me. It's always so nice to move with folks I haven't necessarily had the opportunity to move with in a while. And I hope that everyone has a great start to the week. Thank you.